If you know this Jeep, you know how absolutely abused it's been over the last 3 years I've owned it. It takes a beating, and it just keeps coming back wanting for more. And in general, like, it's been very reliable for me. So I've had no issues. I daily drive it. I drive it to the trail. And this was no different. I went up to the Rubicon Trail looking to do some sightseeing. I wasn't even going to go four-wheeling. I was with my dad. After the trail, we took some cool pictures and headed into South Lake Tahoe. There's a big hill called, well, it's a road called US 50, Highway 50. And yeah, it's kind of self-explanatory here. The Jeep, I was going up the hill and it just skyrocketed right to 260 degrees. I shut it off as soon as that happened. I figured the water pump went out. That's what it looked like. Rented a U-Haul truck and trailer. That wasn't cheap at all. But no big deal. I just figured, hey, it's a radiator. I'll get a new radiator, new water pump. And that's exactly what I did. Got a high flow one. And I even upgraded the fan clutch so it pulls a little bit more air. When I started it back up, as you can see, there was exhaust coming out of the radiator. So that only means one thing. That smells like head gasket. Oh. Now, I don't need to bore you guys with a bunch of long, detailed footage on this. There's more than enough videos on YouTube for that. I'm just gonna gloss over the majority of this. It should be pretty simple, straightforward. I'm just learning off YouTube anyway. So I guess let's just get right into it. So what I'm doing here is just labeling these spark plug wires 1 through 6, and then we can just pull them off and don't get them confused. Oh dear, there's a lot of bolts. These guys are exhaust and intake. Oh, those are loose. Ooh. Okay, so that should give us just enough room to slide the head out. And if you see, that's the inside of the intake manifold. A little bit of grime and buildup, but not anything too terrible so far. We'll see more once we get this head off. Okay, here's all the push rods. They are in this special designed box, just so I keep the orientation right. You want to make sure that everything goes back to where it was, because over the years you get 200,000 miles on these engines. This one's at 180,000, and everything kind of changes, so you want it to go back into its original spot. However, the head looks good so far. I'm not seeing anything that would be too much wear. You can see it says 97 on there, so this is a 98. That would make sense. That's the original head. I'm 1 beer into this job, so it's going really well. All right, we've officially cracked open beer number 2. I went and picked up one of these sockets. This is a 13 millimeter, 12-point deep. And I did get new bolts. I got new head bolts for this whole thing. Very unlike me. Let's get them all yeeted off. This one's got some sealant on it, because this is a coolant passage. We just got to remember to put that back on. Okay, so the head should be free. Let's see if I can lift it up out of there. That thing looks very, very heavy. Oh, go. Oh, yep. Whew. All right, so there's the head. That thing is very heavy. First inspection, I gotta look through everything, but here's the original head gasket. And it's got all this weird freaking goop all over it, and I have no clue what this stuff is. It has it all over. Yeah, I'll check back in. I'm gonna do some inspecting here. So after looking at this for like 30 minutes, the head gasket and the block itself, I haven't seen anything that's like a dead giveaway for what would be a head gasket issue. And to me, this looks like an aftermarket head gasket. I think this is a Victor Rhines, something like that. I've seen these are aftermarket. So I'm gonna play it safe. I'm gonna bring this head in to get resurfaced on the bottom. They're gonna clean it and then do like a leak down test basically, and make sure that there's no cracks or other issues with this head. Just playing it safe, and it's a cheap insurance to make sure that we don't put it back together and then have to take it all apart again. And while that thing is gone at the shop for a couple days, I'm gonna clean this all up and get it ready, and also measure to see if it's warped or anything like that. But this is a steel block, that's a steel head. I believe that this is probably not going to be warped, but I'm still going to double check all of this. Oh, been hitting the twisties too fast. The damn subwoofer is all blown up. Oh, God. All back. All right. Okay, I just got this thing back, and it looks absolutely awesome. They decked it. Yeah, look at the bottom of that thing. Beautiful. They cleaned it up, and then they did a Magnaflux and a leak down test, and everything looked really good. It looks perfect apparently, so she's good to go back on the Jeep. I paid $145 for all of that to be done. I mean, that's just some cheap peace of mind, really. Boop. Just put that right there. This is not going to be graceful in any way. There we go. There we go. She's seated down. The gasket looks nice and even. I didn't forget to put this bolt in either, so that's good. I think we did it. Man, I wish I had some friends to help me do this. $45 on the good old Harbor Freight. All right, now we go to 110. All right, it is all back together, and I'm trying to get this thing running before the sun goes down. So I really didn't even plan on finishing it today, but it just kept going very good. So everything's back together. It looks great. I'm just gonna give it a once over and then start filling it with some coolant. Yep, I just remembered I forgot to put the thermostat in. Yep, forgot to put this thing in. Oh my God. All right, thermostat's in, so we can keep going. Okay, so you guys saw the unmistakable evidence of, yeah, the head gasket went, we replaced it, we did all that stuff with the fan. Now I figured the best way to get this Jeep back into service is to just throw it into the fire. So what we did is we got up to Hellhole Reservoir. This is up in El Dorado National Forest, and we did about 3.5, 4 hours of highway and just beat the guts out of this thing. And it did great, didn't overheat. Got a little bit warm, 230 was the highest I saw. So now we're gonna do some wheeling. We're gonna run this trail. This is Hellhole Reservoir Trail, and I don't know, we'll just see how it does. Hopefully we don't have any overheating issues, and yeah, we'll just take it from there. So this trail is about 8 miles. 4 of it is downhill. It's out and back, so the other 4 is uphill. Right now, this little Samurai is getting it. Alright, you're done. We got a JKU on 40s, some 1-tons, and a TJ, and a first-gen Toyota. There you go. It's doing something. Now hard passenger. There you go. Doesn't always go as planned. Got a little incident here. Go ahead, cameraman, zoom in. 'Tis but a mere flesh wound.
You know what I was thinking about?
We'll be back on the
broken femur here.
we'll be back on the trail in no time. All right, Kyle, what do we got?
Well, we got the rag joint on the flux capacitors a little bit loose, so we're going to tighten down the chronometer and then see if it works.
We blew the rectum fryer and the circus board. Yep, there's a lake right there. Oh, we're at the maximum height. That's impressive. I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't think I could do that. Flashlight. Napa know-how. All right, so we think we've got this enough that we can limp it off the trail. What do you guys think?
Whack shit.
Whack?
Get it?
I don't know. We'll see. What do you think, Jeff? You think we're gonna make it? Yeah. Good vibes. Good vibes. Oh, we'll make it out. Boo!
This thing stalls more than it runs. It's looking all right. That looks good. There you go. There you go. There you go. All right. Drive her hard.
Jesus Christ.
Well, today is tomorrow. Yesterday is over with, so we didn't get enough really four-wheeling yesterday after the breakdowns and whatnot, so we decided to push our luck, hit up the Rubicon Trail today, and do another night of camping. So Jeep's been doing good. We went back to Georgetown, came back up, did like another 70 miles of just straight up hills, no problems, no overheating, so we might as well do some four-wheeling now.
We're airing down. Hell yeah, Mike.
My anus is the size of a raisin right now.
That was awesome. Mike.
I hit my head. Here's Supple in a Cherokee on 35.
Hell yeah!
Stop it. Get some help.
Tell us about this campsite, Mike.
Campsite? We're not really using it because we're getting drunk with the neighbors, but it's a nice spot. It's got a lake.
Whose tent is that? Is that yours?
Me.
Yeah, that's our terrible setup. Wakey wakey, eggs and bakey. We were on our last stretch of the Rubicon Trail coming back out, and this happened. Yes, that is a hole in our brand new radiator, and sure enough, the clutch, the fan clutch, smashed into it, and we lost all of the radiator fluid. And we were still quite a ways from home. All the way out there. It's like 3 miles away, so it should be fun. That's how you get through the Rubicon Trail in about 5 minutes. So what are we doing? We're going and getting water. We're getting water from the lake. This could all go terribly for all I know. I don't know if we got another head gasket issue or what, but it's overheating and can't keep any coolant in it. So we're gonna try to limp it to the main road, but the Jeep made it home somehow on its own power. It was like 3.5 hours home. It did overheat that one time, but I think it's because the radiator didn't fill back up. Once we got some more fluid in it, it made it all the way back home through the mountains. No issues, no overheating, which is really surprising. I gotta give a huge shout out to some random dude who just stopped on the side of the Rubicon and had a bottle of head gasket sealer. And we had really no other options. We were gonna put eggs in the radiator to try to stop the leak. But yeah, you came through with some radiator sealant, so thank you for that. And we were able to make it all the way back home. Dude, I appreciate it. I don't even know your name, but you hooked us up. That was awesome. Now that's home, I'm gonna open this thing up, take it apart, and show you what happened and kind of what we're gonna do next. I'm just gonna lay this right here. Okay, so let me kind of show you what happened here. Basically, I think that this engine mount right there is no good. I replaced it back in 2020. It's about 3 years old. It's a Duralast cheapie. And I think that that moved the engine enough forward that it caused our fan clutch here to get nice and close with our radiator. Let's see, it just ate right into it. Hope one of you guys at home is counting right now. There we go. But yeah, once you pierce one of these, it's kind of hard to get yourself back on the way. So the radiator sealant worked good. I'm sure there's a ton of it in my system. I mean, even just this pipe, that's not good. Probably needs a good flush now. Oh, yep. Wow. That's so crazy to me, man. 3 years. And not even. It's like two years and 4 months. And this thing has no miles on it. I basically put like 12,000 miles on this Jeep. I mean, they're 12,000 very, very hard miles, but I don't know. All right, we got our lifetime replacement from AutoZone. That looks a lot better. But I bought the Ironman 4x4 ones. They just haven't gotten here, and I'm trying to go wheeling this weekend. So I'm very impatient. And we're gonna slap it back together. I even got some new radiator mounts. All right, before I put the shrouds back on, I just wanna try to get the camera in here. You can see there's a good amount of room. I would say there's about an inch between the fan and the radiator. And if the engine's moving up that much, there's something completely wrong. So I think the new motor mount will be just fine. All right, we are flushing it all out right now. Just clean water from the hose. We should start getting some coolant in our bucket. Look, 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 look. All right, I'm gonna call it fixed at that. The Jeep doesn't overheat anymore. We fixed the obvious problems. It's gonna be good from now on. Fingers crossed. If not, you know, guys, how it goes. It's going to break again. I'm going to fix it again. We're going to do this cycle forever and ever until the Jeep's in a million pieces. Regardless, I am going to be putting hood vents on this thing, even though I really don't want to. I'm going to fix some of the damage from the last Rubicon trip, so this weekend coming up, I can break it again. So, if you want to get caught up on that, subscribe to my Instagram, Mike's 4x4 Garage, and, follow on Instagram, subscribe here on YouTube. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Peace.